Hi guys, it's Chloe, head of Kinetic Cosplay, and I'm going to show you how I made my Raven cosplay using mainly We Love Colors products. We Love Colors was nice enough to send me 2 pairs of light grey nylon lycra tights, a long sleeve black leotard, and 4.5 yards of the royal blue matte tricot for free to make this cosplay. I highly recommend these products because their nylon lycra tights are super opaque, the bodysuit required very little alteration for Raven, and the tricot fabric is very flowy and was great for the cape. I didn't even have to line it, plus the color matched perfectly. I'll start with the most difficult part of the costume, the cape. For the cape, I made some pattern pieces myself based off of some Simplicity patterns. I can link those in the description. They'll be downloadable and printable on multiple sheets of paper. That or you can pattern them yourself. The fabric arrived in 1.5 yard segments, so I was able to fit it unfolded onto my 2 superboards. I then pinned the patterns down and cut them out. Because the hood had almost a beak shape to it, I decided to line the hood so that I could get a perfect point. Because of this, I cut out 4 hood pieces, sewed them together, and then sewed the outsides of the hood together to form the hood and the lining. Then I basted it together at the bottom to be ready to sew it onto the cape. I then serged all the edges of the cape so I could turn up for a hem without having to double turn. You can also double turn for a hem if you don't have a serger or if you don't want to do a seam finish. It's totally up to you. Once I had finished hemming, I sewed the hood to the cape with my sewing machine, and I finished it by serging it off. Then I sewed on a hook and eye, which would later be hidden by one of the gems, for attachment in the front. I then ironed it all out and tried it on a dress form. Nice and flowy, woo! Moving on to the shoes. For the shoes, I chose these square-toed black heels from Goodwill, as I noticed they fit the shape of the Raven design from Teen Titans the best. I laid down a piece of cling wrap and taped down with masking tape to create a pattern for these shoes, for the boot covers. I drew some lines for the seams, and I made some registration marks so I could sew it together properly. Then I serged the booties and tried them onto the shoes. Next, I laid the boot covers over the boots and glued it on with contact cement, keeping down the fabric with pins. Once the contact cement had dried, I removed the pins, and now I'm done with the boots. Next are the cuffs. For the wrist cuffs and the ankle cuffs, I cut out 2 rectangular-ish pieces with slightly tapered ends, and sewed them together as tubes, and then sewed the tubes closed. I'll provide patterns in the description below so you can figure out exactly the sizes and alter to your needs. I then attached the ankle cuffs to the booties, and cut in a little opening so I could still access the zipper, which I didn't end up finishing off. For the bodysuit, really all I needed to do was alter the sleeves so they were a little bit pointier. However, because I have very long arms, I had to lengthen the sleeves by cutting out a little bit and adding in a bit of the royal blue fabric, which would be covered by the wrist cuffs. And I basically just hemmed the sleeves at a little point. Leotard, done. For the arm socks, I started out by cutting out a neck hole so I could fit my head through and wear the arm socks as a shirt. That way they wouldn't slip down throughout the day, and I wouldn't have to worry with messing with them around my wrists. It did end up making the costume a little bit hotter though. I traced my hand on a bit of cardboard and used that as a base. I'll put the tutorial I used as a base for my arm socks in the description below so you guys can check that out. Basically though, I sewed around the cardboard pattern and took in the tights of the wrist and hemmed the neckline with the zigzag stitch. Then I glued on some nails with crazy glue. the gem details. I ordered these gems from Rockman Props on Etsy.com, and they're amazing. They shine brightly, they looked amazing in photos, and they were really simple to assemble. I took a gold chain from Joann's and some extra black fabric and cut out circles in the shape of each and every gem. I took the 2 smaller gems and applied contact cement to the back of it while practicing proper safety, and applied a bit of contact cement to my wrists so I could glue them right on. Then I cut out many circles in the shape of the gems so I could use it as a base to glue it onto the chain. I mapped out how the gems should be spaced by using twist ties, and then I glued the black fabric onto the gem with the chain in between. They stayed on super well. I attached my gem to the cape in the same way, safety pinning on one side to keep it up. For the wig, I started off with a lace front from Wig is Fashion in dark purple. I used bobby pins to mark out the A-line shape I wanted and did a blunt cut. Then I pulled the hair pieces outward and thinned it out to give a layered look. I did a bit of cleanup and the wig was done. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope these tips will help you out in the future. Thank you so much, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe.